charges after intentionally crashing into a security gate, and see what state is hosting an upcoming marathon.
So, are you going out tonight?
I can't. My parents say I have to be home right after work.
That's so gay.
Totally gay.
Ugh, that is so Emma and Julia.
Why are you saying that's so Emma and Julia?
Well, you know, when something is dumb or stupid, you say that's so Emma and Julia.
Who says that?
Everyone.
Imagine if who you are were used as an insult. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
Good evening, I'm Nicole James, and welcome to Rowan's National Rundown. Conservative activist Andrew Breitbart passed away early this morning of what was said to be natural causes. He was known as an influential voice in U.S. Republican politics. Breitbart was walking near his Los Angeles home when he collapsed and was unable to be revived by paramedics. Although he had some unknown medical issues, he had not seen a doctor in over a year. An autopsy is scheduled for Friday. Now let's turn to Paul Murphy to find out about recent violence against LA police officers.
According to police, officers on proactive patrol in Mid-City stopped the white Pontiac Grand Am near the corner of North Bernadotte and Toulouse shortly after 5:30 this morning. They aren't saying why the car was stopped, but say the officers called for backup.
Backup arrived, and about 7 minutes later, the officers notified the dispatchers that a shooting had taken place between the officers and the persons in the vehicle.
When the smoke cleared, the passenger in the car, identified by family members as Justin Sipp, was dead. His brother, the driver of the car, Earl Sipp, was injured, and 2 police officers were shot.
It points again that there is no such thing as a routine traffic stop. Traffic stops are one of the ways that we police neighborhoods aggressively and proactively to give people relief. And in this particular case, a traffic stop is what started this issue, and I'm not sure more of the details right now.
The Sipp brothers' uncle, Jerome Simon, described his nephews as close-knit and hard-working.
They're homebody individuals. They go to work and come home, homebody, seriously. And I know that for a fact.
It would be out of character for them to fire at police?
They respect the law. And I really, truly believe that they wouldn't try to harm anybody.
A co-worker says Justin Sipp was running late for a 5 a.m. shift at the nearby Burger King on City Park Avenue.
One of them called and said the police stopped them behind Subway, and something told me just walk that way, and when I looked, I saw him on the ground dead.
Neighbors described the chaotic morning.
Just woke up to people screaming and, being half asleep. The next thing I knew, I was looking out my window and you hear gunfires, and at that point, I was so close, I rolled out of bed and got away from the window.
There was a lot of response, a lot of yelling. There were people shot, a lot of police officers trying to get people into ambulances, and it was pretty hectic. But after a while, it calmed down.
Philadelphia police arrested Padge Winslow, also known as Black Madam, for aggravated assault, simple assault, and deceptive business practices. Winslow was injecting silicone into the buttocks of women illegally. One woman has been reported dead and another in the hospital. Winslow's court appearance is set for Tuesday, March 13th. A Jeep crashed through a fence this morning at Philadelphia International Airport. The driver was 24-year-old Kenneth Muzik, who drove across 2 runways before police stopped the vehicle. Muzik is facing DUI and other charges, according to police. A recent poll completed by Quinnipiac Pack University found that New Jersey voters support same-sex marriage 57 to 37%. After legislature passed gay marriage, Governor Christie vetoed it. Although people disagree with Christie on gay marriage, they agree it's an issue for voters to decide. A Philadelphia traffic court judge resigns after allegedly sexually harassing a coworker. Judge Willie Singletary was escorted out of his work back in December after showing a female employee naked pictures of himself. This isn't the first time Singletary has abused his job, but now it would be his last. Philadelphia Mayor Nutter pledges not to raise taxes in the new budget that he unveils next week. The budget hearing will be open to the community, and people are encouraged to attend. Hearings will continue through May. Philadelphia may be the up-and-coming hotspot for fashion. Macy's department store, located in Center City, is starting a new kind of initiative to give fashion graduates the ability to stay in the area. The Project Runway inspired space is known as the Incubator at the Macy's location. The Incubator project will put Philadelphia on the fashion world's list. You may be deserving of a vacation, but isn't your pet worthy too? Delaware Valley Consumers Checkbook can help you find out which kennel is best for your pet. When surveyed, 90% of customers felt that the kennel they used was superior. Prices will be depending on the length of time and the type of dog. Check out the checkbook's top rating to find a kennel suitable for you. A GOP-led attempt to reverse a new contraceptive mandate was dismissed by the Senate. As part of the new health care law, employers will be required to offer free preventative care services in their insurance policies, including contraceptives. An exemption was made for churches and other religious organizations that object on moral grounds and whose employees largely adhere to their beliefs. The attempt was stopped with a 51-48 vote. Coming up, could Snooki be pregnant? And find out about a marathon in Washington, D.C.
Thanks. You believe this guy?
Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry. Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Now we switch it over to Colleen Murphy for your entertainment news.
Monkey singer Davy Jones has died of a heart attack. It happened on Wednesday morning when Jones began complaining of shortness of breath. He was taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. No word yet on when the funeral will be held. Could there be an additional cast member to Jersey Shore? The New York Post reported yesterday that Nicole Snooki Polizzi is pregnant. It is rumored that she is 3 months along, but when asked about it, a rep for Polizzi had no comment. Target is now removing offensive greeting cards from their shelves. The cards were intended to lightly make fun of Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown's relationship, stating, quote, "Next time you think of dating the bad boy, consider Whitney Houston. That's all I'm going to say." The cards were put on the shelves before Houston's death. Fans are infuriated the cards would even be sold in the first place.
And here's Stephen Shader with some information about an up-and-coming marathon in our nation's capital. So what is this marathon?
Well, it's the Rock and Roll USA Marathon, and it's an annual marathon and half marathon held on the streets of Washington, D.C. It will take place March 17th, and the race's primary sponsor is SunTrust Banks. It was established in 2006 and as the National Marathon and was organized by the Greater Washington Sports Alliance.
So why is it called the Rock and Roll Marathon?
It was sold in 2011 to Competitor Group Incorporated to become a part of their Rock and Roll Marathon series. It's a collection of road running events that is known for lining the race routes with live bands, cheerleaders, and themed water stations.
Okay, well, what bands will be performing?
Well, there will be a variety of music from alternative, classic, and punk rock to blues, jazz, and soul along each mile of the race course. There will also be a post-race concert, which will start off with the award ceremony and move on to the headlining act, rock band sensation Switchfoot.
Okay, well, what is this event raising money for?
There are a lot of beneficiaries, but among them are the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Washington, the Special Olympics of District of Columbia, the United for DC, Fort DuPont Ice Arena, Washington Tennis and Education Foundation, and Black History and Invitational Swim Meet.
And where can our viewers find out more information about how they can enter?
They can go to their website, www.runrockandroll.competitor.com/USA, and there they'll find information, find details for the event, along with the course layout and results, as well as opportunities to volunteer.
All right, thank you very much. No problem. Now here's Jacqueline Solinsky with your World News Minute.
Iran prepares to vote for the first time since 2009 demonstrations. Allegations of vote rigging during presidential elections caused massive street demonstrations against the regime. Candidates this year accused the U.S. of trying to encourage people not to vote. However, voting will be held tomorrow. North Korea tells Hillary Clinton that they will halt their nuclear and missile program in exchange for food aid. They also promised to allow international inspectors into nuclear sites which have gone unexamined for close to 5 years. Clinton knows that North Korea is unanimous for breaking their promises, but they are hopeful this time around. Survivors from the deadly earthquake in Haiti in January of 2010 are finally returning home. Their dreams of finding a better life in the neighboring Dominican Republic have been dashed, and they are making their way back. The AVR program is giving returnees $50 in pocket money and $200 to start a business. People who lost their homes will have a lot of work to do, but their chance of redemption is all they need to get started. Back to you at the desk.
PACO is launching a 3-month test of quiet cars on its trains. The program will be tested on the last car of each high-speed PACO line. For the moment, the quiet car will be enforced 24 hours a day, Monday through Friday, instead of the usual rush hour period. The Transportation Security Administration honored SEPTA today for having one of the best-run mass transit security forces in America. SEPTA received the gold standard rating on security assessment given out by TCA. Nationwide, SEPTA is only one of 17 mass transit agencies to earn the recognition for one of the safest transit providers in the area. And here is Allison Lips with sports.
The Steelers release a player who has been with them for 14 seasons, Hines Ward. The president of the Steelers says that Ward will be released sometime in the next 2 weeks. Ward is a 4-time Pro Bowl selection and MVP of the 2006 Super Bowl. Tiger Woods plays in the Honda Classic for the first time in 19 years and has a tense exchange with a reporter before the event. Alex Maselli from the Golf Channel asked Woods, "How factual is The Big Miss?" a book written by his former coach, Hank Haney. Woods' response was that he already talked about everything. And back to Nicole at the desk.
All right, here's Matt Nelson with weather.
All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Nelson here with a look at your weather. Earlier today in Glassboro, we reached a high of 58 degrees. Very nice for the first day of March. And your overnight low expected to go down a little bit chilly for 35 degrees. Let's have a look at today, at your 5-day, Friday, very nice. Temperatures a little bit cooler, 52 degrees, low of 45. Saturday is where you might want to cancel your afternoon plans. We're looking at a high of 60 degrees and a low of 37. Sunday, though, is really when the weather will clear out. Partly cloudy, more sun is likely, high of 45 degrees with a low of 32. Monday, we have a little system coming in. It should not bring a whole lot. Dusting at most as far as snow is concerned, high of 38 and a low of 27 degrees. Tuesday, nothing but gorgeous sunshine. We're looking at 41 degrees for a high and 32 for a low. Now it's time to look at today's weather window. And a beautiful shot right here just outside of Bunce Hall in what they call the Bunce Green. Great weather for today and probably tomorrow, especially if you want to probably throw a frisbee, play some soccer or football. Nicole, maybe you want to do that maybe this weekend.
Or maybe just take a nice walk. I'm not really a frisbee person, but I'm definitely a walk person.
Oh, a walk will do just as well.
All right. Thanks for tuning in tonight. For the Rowan National Rundown, I'm Nicole James. Have a great night.